friends, it is Bread of Life again, here with another video. And today's video is a memorial to my Frostpine vehicles. Unfortunately, as you already know, Frostpine has been nerfed into the ground, and many of my vehicles have become somewhat fragile and not as good as before. So before Epic nerfs them more or messes up the vehicles more or they sink into the ground or have some other issue, I thought I would do a quick little montage and explanation of what some of my vehicles are. So this little guy here is sort of my quick and dirty little runner. I don't really use this one that much, but it does have a balloon on the front, and now that Frostpine has been nerfed, the balloon thruster doesn't work anymore. I have to find some other way to replace it with a better material. But as you can see, the benefit of this little car is that it has a very good turn radius on it. It's very simple to build as well. It has thrusters on it, and the mechanics are a little bit changed now, obviously, because of the update. However, it is what it is, and take it out too much in fear of it breaking on rocks and other things, fortunately. So that's why it's sitting here in the grassland. This is kind of my parking area. As you can see, it was a very simple build. I had a couple 8x8 frost pine pieces, a 4x8 on the or a 2x8 on the front here with some wheels and yeah, and a flag. Next, this is my mini harvester that I had built for breaking trees and rocks and whatnot. And it's another not super hard build. It's not nearly as maneuverable, but it does have the extra weight. And the key to breaking trees and stuff is having that extra weight on your vehicle. Again, it has thrusters and a downward thrusters as well. This one will break trees still if I'm careful. Just like that. And away we go. And as you can see, that first Frostpine piece is already 1/3 broken. So as a harvester, it has become kind of redundant at this point, unfortunately. Okay. It was made out of Frostpine flooring pieces. And yeah. So we'll move on to the next vehicle, which is over here. This is more of a long distance runner that I have here. I put flags on all my vehicles so that I don't lose them. Has a couple chests on the front. This one is in between maneuverable and speed related. And it's great for going between different towns or villages. However, I'm kind of leery about running into trees with this now. Again, this is a nice one. I just used 2 4x8 pieces stacked on top of each other, put on some wheels, and yeah, put a thruster on the back. Nothing too hard, very easy to build, and the fenders are there in case it flips over that I can still get under there too. Flip it over. That brings me to my motorbike. I built this one about a month and a half ago, and I took some inspiration from some other people on YouTube, and yeah, it's kind of my Ghost Rider bike. As you can see, it's got a skull in the front. Not much in the way of flames going on, but I do have the red glow here from the Star Wars set. I used some Frostpine pieces on the side here as protection, and I used some fence pieces to make it look like it had giant exhaust system. There's 2 little Star Wars pieces on the back here that are to act like virtual thrusters. I used a bus piece from the bus stop set, and this one again was a little bit more difficult because there's lots of different directions I had to place pieces here, and as you can see, some of the granite pieces there that are on the side. And hidden underneath here, I don't know if you can see it or not, are 2 little smaller wheels tucked right underneath my seat and the flooring there. That helps stabilize it so it doesn't just fall over right away. And it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it is kind of a fun little thing to drive. And it kind of operates like a real motorbike in the sense that if you aren't leaning the correct way, it won't drive very well. So you kind of have to steer in the opposite direction to get it to level out. And it just has thruster on it to go a little faster. And as you can see, because of the update, the mechanics are a little bit wonky now. It seems to want to pull to the left. So again, I don't know what I'm going to do with this to fix it, but it's a little bit unfortunate what they've done here. Rip to Frostpine and vehicle builds. Okay, so we're going to make a cut here and move into some other machines. And we'll start with this is basically my templated airship that I've been using for many, many months. Kind of a design I worked on, and wherever I go, I can make one very similar to this, whether it's bigger or smaller. Using lots of Frostpine pieces in here to make it indestructible. Of course, it's not anymore. Some chests on the front, some activated balloons, and I made this multi-layered so that I can protect the innards, which is there's some balloons under these platforms that are placed sideways to help balance it better and to hide some of the balloons, and also a whole ton of thrusters on the back. Now I did have these two balloons as my turbo thrusters, but because the Frostpine durability, they don't work anymore. I used to be able to zip across the world in about a minute or two with those, but now it takes a lot longer. And I'll just do a quick little flying demo here. I got thrusters on here. You steer, obviously. This is one of my older designs, so it doesn't use the up thrusters. But as you can see, I'm just gonna try to get out of the way here. Hopefully I don't break my airship in the process while doing this, but it is quite fast regardless. And yeah, it's good for traveling long distances or establishing new bases and whatnot. It's become a little bit less useful, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it at this point. I have to be very careful because anything and everything will break it now, including rollers and whatever. So that's unfortunate. Another design out the window, but I don't know. Epic was thinking, but here we are. It's pretty stable as well. And the lag is really bad. Pressing on the keys and it's not responding. I try to land as many of my airships on water so they don't glitch through the ground. And I've had so many vehicles and things glitch through the ground and not recoverable. Some of them are recoverable, but many of them aren't. And it's the unfortunate side effect. And I'll work my way over to my main base. This is a shared world. And this is another mechanic of mine that seems to have glitched out. I don't know what happened to the switch that was here, but it seems to be gone. So this was my bouncer. I would just jump on here, set the balloon off, and then I could jump quite far, but it seems to be gone now. So I'll make my way over to my main base. Right, so here we are at my main base. This is my main little hangar. I created, when the Doom pieces came out, I created this little Doom ship. This is quite a fun little ship. It's very balanced and easy to use. It's small, so you can get into tight places like this. You can just kind of roll it over the top here. Use all Doom pieces. Quite fast, doesn't go very high, but it is good for traveling short distances, or if you have to make a quick run to get some granite or wood, and you have some major glitching going on here. It is quite fun. I like this one. We'll just buy here. There's my church up on the hill from a previous video. And yeah, I would take this one near brutes or any other creatures, just simply because it's very low in the sky, but it is what it is. This one again is all frost pine for the most part, and the doom pieces. And we'll slide over here and crash anything. Oh, that was very close. I really don't like the new perspective on this. This lag is very bad. Okay, so we're gonna go check out my next build, which is, unfortunately, I came into the world after the update and it's partially glitched through the floor, which is not making me very happy. This is my flying saucer build. Underneath there you can see the spinner. That's how you steer it, and I have some balloons on it. This one's very good for short runs as well. It flies not very high, but it is another quite little fun thing. It's very, very maneuverable, so you can park it in very tight spaces and on top of other objects. And we have this one here is my sort of cannon launcher. This was kind of an experiment, and it looks glitched out at the moment. Yay, Epic, for another awesome buggy update. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with it. These thrusters are in the middle of the frostpine. I'm not even going to try to fly it, but yeah, you basically with this one you were able to go and blow things up with it. I do hope they make some changes and revert back some of the things that they did to this, like making frostpine stronger again and making the wheels stronger, as well as adjusting the weight back to the way they were, because as you see, the friggin' thing was glitched through the floor here. You could see it under there just barely. Very sad day for Fortnite. Oh, there is one more thing I had built, or two more things I had built actually. These are sort of mega builds in a way. So this here is my platform for my tank. I built this on here so it doesn't sink into the ground. I haven't tried it since the update, so I don't know if it's going to fall apart as soon as I try to operate it, but basically I have this swivel underneath here and this gun on the front, and it basically operates like a tank. I'll try taking it back a little bit. Feels run. And if I use the swivel, yeah, stuff is already starting to break. My cannon has glitched out. And it seems to have fallen right off and gone. So yeah, this build is completely useless now. I would be able to go up to something more far away and just blast away at it and sort of be, you know, good with it. But now, it's another ruined machine of mine. I spent a lot of time. I think I spent probably 3 hours working on this tank, and now it's useless. And then the final thing we have is my aircraft carrier / battleship, which was working before, but it was glitching out a lot even before the update. As of the moment, it should fly and operate correctly for the most part, but I had to break some pieces off recently because the swivels were acting up and flying off in weird directions and stuff. So right now it's very slow to maneuver, but yeah, I had some cannons on it. I had some downward facing cannons so my friends could come in here and basically shoot downwards and blow stuff up from the sky way above, let's say, fruits' heads. And then I had this thing on the front here, which is a cannon. And then I had some chests on here underneath is sort of the mechanical stuff. And then I went, you go up top here, I had some Doom pieces, Star Wars pieces. It was kind of a mishmash of everything. And then these things, when you turn the thrusters on, will spin. It'll kind of look like a carrier. And yeah, so that other thing over there, you can just ignore. That was an experiment that failed. It's supposed to be a car carrier. and it didn't quite work out. It was too glitchy and bounced around and stuff, so I just abandoned it, but probably break it at some point. So yeah, I don't mean to be too bitter about the game, but I'm still a little bit sour. So hopefully they make some good changes here and fix things up. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.